Got George here.
Howdy.
He's our next one up. We're ready. We'll start with Branch.
Oh, a lot of hands. Hey, everybody.
Hey, George.
Howdy.
Raheem Morris said you got him. He said today that you got him. I guess on January 9th, and now it's time for you guys to get put in the body bag. I'm paraphrasing, but anyway, is this another body bag game?
It's an NFC Championship. So, I mean, win or go home. Both teams 2-0 going to this game, or basically 0-0. It's a new week. That's all we're focused on. Rams are a fantastic football team who have found ways to win the last 2 weeks and completely routed Arizona, a team that we didn't beat. And then they went down to Tampa and beat Tom Brady and the Bucs. So, they're as dangerous as ever with stars all over the field. That's all we're focused on is the opportunity to play football against the Rams, a division rival.
So, George, I take it you don't want to give them bulletin board material.
I mean, in context, the body bag game in Week 18 was more referencing us because if we lost,
Right.
our season would be over. And if you have to find inspiration to play, it is what it is.
George, today Kyle said that Trent Williams in motion behind the line is very scary and he can't believe that it's legal. What are your thoughts on Trent Williams in motion and what you've seen him do when he's back there?
Well, I mean, I hear the footsteps, and I could hear the footsteps in Lambeau. Tom Compton jumps the snap, just hits it just perfect, so I'm slow off the ball because of it. And next thing I know, I'm getting knifed from the front side, and then Trent Williams is blowing through that D gap. And next thing I know, I'm on the ground with 600 pounds on top of me. So, yes, it's a little frightening, but it is what it is, and it was a first down, so I'm going to accept it. And, let's just hand him off the ball one of these times, I guess, because I don't know if anyone's going to try to tackle him. It's a fun play, though.
George, a couple weeks ago we talked about just for you.
I can't help myself. I'm so sorry.
A couple weeks ago you talked about how the path to the Super Bowl was going to be so much different this time because of currently you're not the number one seed, don't have all the home games, all that stuff. When you a few years ago at that Super Bowl were on the field talking about being back there, kind of speaking it into existence, how much has it been for you personally? A point that you've thought about over the last couple of years, and how does it kind of manifest in your daily life?
Oh, I mean, it's not something I think about every waking second. When I'm at football or playoff games, it's definitely a great reminder. Because I did, I said those words because I believe in the fact, I believe in myself, and I believe in this football team that we have an opportunity to get back to the Super Bowl. I believe in our coaching staff. It's a fantastic team, great organization, great owner, and I just believe in us and our ability to win games and win tough games, win gritty games, to win blowout games, to bounce back from injury, bounce back from losses, fight through adversity. And that's what this team, what this organization has done. But I said those words because I actually believe those words. And, we're on the doorstep. And, this whole season actually means nothing unless we get this win. And that's all we're focused on is getting this win and giving ourselves an opportunity to go back down to L.A. again and play in another game.
George, yesterday Kyle talked.
Whoa, you're yellow.
Oh, you see me there?
Nope.
No,
that's all right.
All right, you can hear me anyway.
I can.
Kyle talked pretty passionately about what that month in Arizona was like last year, that it was frustrating, that it wasn't a happy time, but it maybe helped bond some things. I know you were hurt going into it, and then you were active for the last two. What was that month like, and what do you think the team gained from it?
I don't know what that month kind of did, and I mean, I didn't see Kyle's quote. I don't know what he said about it, but I do know, for me, when you're losing and COVID restrictions are incredibly high, and you have to watch all your meetings from your hotel room on Zoom, you can't interact with your teammates. It's very difficult because football is a team sport. You have to communicate. You have to be friends with your teammates. You have to want to play for each other. And it just kind of took the team camaraderie part, just kind of ripped it away from us. And that was something that me being just myself, who's a very big people person, that was very tough for me. You just couldn't interact with everybody the way you wanted to. Tables were like 15 feet apart. You could hardly have a conversation with people. And again, when we're doing meetings, and like I love my tight end room. Coach Embry's fantastic. I got Ross Willie, Charlie Warner, I had Jordan Reed last year. We had a Dan Helm. We had a great room, and we all had to be separated in our own meeting rooms on Zoom, and there's just no interaction. So that was tough. But what I will say we learned from it is we did learn how to like get things out of Zoom meetings, how to stay how to be focused, how to lock in, how to take advantage of that time where you could be doing rehab while you're doing meetings and stuff like that. And I think we've done a fantastic job as a team just moving forward. And with all the rules and all the regulations, I think we've adapted at a very, very high level, and that's why we are where we are today.
George, when you
Hi,
look
Tracy.
back at George,
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you. When you look back at 2017, when Jimmy Garoppolo first got here and you were a rookie, can you remember kind of what you thought of him at the time and how you've seen him evolve as a leader?
Oh wow! One thing as a rookie, I didn't know anything about anything. That was my role. But I just thought it was really cool. A guy that has won, I think, 2 Super Bowls. Been a part of 2 Super Bowl teams, and to bring that, to the Niners. And I loved our quarterbacks. Big fan of Brian Hoyer. Love C.J. Beathard, Nick Mullins. But just to have that experience, someone that has won, I know he didn't start those games, but he was still in the room, and he had to learn all those things. He had to bring those attributes to the team, and then just seeing him find his footing as a starter, and just start ripping it. And really, he doesn't really think about it. No second guesses. He's just ripping it. He's throwing balls that other quarterbacks might not throw, and he's making completions. And he was red hot. Those 6 games, 5, whatever he played. But it was an absolute blast. And I really think that if we would have been able to sneak into the playoffs, we could have maybe won 1 or 2 and would have upset some people. And because I think we beat 2 playoff teams there at the end, didn't we? The Titans and the Jaguars. And that was an absolute blast. But it's been fun to see Jimmy evolve. But at the same time, his consistency and just his everyday, I'm going to show up, I'm going to work, and I'm going to be my best self, it's inspiring. He's done the same thing week in and week out. Even when he was injured, he was still a part of the team in 2018. In 2019, you could just tell, he just wants to win games, and that's what he does. He does everything he can to win football games. He shows up every day. He's consistent. But he does get better. And just seeing him throw those balls in those tight windows and stuff like that, it's very impressive and just makes me work a little bit harder. So, yeah, he has evolved, but his consistency is always what's always impressed me.
Hey, George, how are you guys
Howdy.
feeling right now? Is it like a situation where you're kind of getting more revved up for the game as every day passes at practice, or does it just feel like a normal week of practice?
Oh, definitely not a normal week. NFC Championship's pretty cool. 1 of 4 teams remaining while 28 other teams are at home wishing or planning on how they can get here next year. And the fact that we're here and that we've earned the opportunity to play in this game, it's awesome. So definitely, I think guys are, I don't want to say more locked in, but there is a different type of focus. Guys want, everyone's dealing with a lot, whether it's injuries, things going on in their lives. Everything's just kind of amplified at this moment. But I think guys are doing a great job of just focusing on getting better every single day, locked into meetings, locked into getting better, just focus on the game plan. And I know our boys will be very ready to roll come Sunday.
You got time for 2 more?
Ooh, 2 more. Do I get a pick?
Hey, George, congrats on making it this far in the season. How you doing? I'm from the Boston Globe, so greetings from, we're about to get hit by 2 feet of snow.
It was 70 degrees a day here.
Yeah, don't tell me that.
What's up, dude?
So anyway, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
It's been a tough year for him. Trey Lance, it is what it is. How have you seen him handle everything?
He's been incredible. He's been nothing but inviting. I think him and Trey are really good friends. I think he's taught him a lot of things. I hope Trey has been like a sponge and absorbed all the information he could from Jimmy, strictly because, like I said earlier, Jimmy came from a room with Tom Brady, and I think he brought a lot of those attributes that Tom brought, from leadership to just his work ethic. And he's been fantastic every single day this year, as a leader, as a quarterback, as a captain on this team. He's, like I said, he shows up. He's consistent every single day. He leads this team. He doesn't worry about the outside world. All he does is worry about his job is playing quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. And as I've said multiple times, when you're the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, you kind of have a spotlight on you just based on the players that have played the position before you. And there's a lot of people that always try to consistently bring you out of that spotlight. And all Jimmy has done is stand firm and continue to throw darts left and right to all of us. So I just appreciate that from him.
Last one, Branch. Go ahead.
He gets 2?
Did he go already?
Yeah, he went already.
We'll finish it up.
Wow. How much are you paying Petey? That's crazy.
Your true colors are showing. Right?
Wisconsin kids.
About our relationship here. Hey, I wanted to ask you about this guy, Deebo Samuel.
Sick. I like Deebo.
His role obviously has gotten him. I mean, he's breaking records. It's gotten him even more notoriety. But I just wanted to ask you, is there an element of kind of a team-first sacrifice that's involved here, just of the physical punishment it takes? I mean, to run like he does between tackles often. Obviously, we saw him pretty banged up against the Packers. Or is that just like, that's football? Or do you guys recognize, like, there was a sacrifice to what he's doing?
Yes and no. I mean, I think Deebo understands, and I don't like speaking for people, but I think Deebo understands the fact that we're at our best when the football's in his hands. Whether that's him getting tossed the ball, handed off the ball, getting thrown the ball. When he has the ball in his hands, it could be a touchdown on any single play. And I think he knows that. I don't know if it's really a sacrifice. I think he cherishes that. He cherishes the fact that his team trusts him, that his coaching staff trusts him, and the fact that he has 10 guys out there that will block for him every single time he touches the ball because they know it could be a touchdown. I think he just takes all the hits and just runs with them because it is what it is. It's football. If you're not playing it at a physical level, you're in the wrong profession, honestly.
All right. Thank you, guys. We got Coach McDaniel right here.
Thanks, guys.
Jordan, is it accurate that you were not on the punt return team in the first 4 punts? And if so, can you say why you were on the punt return team on the 5th punt that you blocked?
So the scenario was like, Coach, I believe someone got hurt in the game. I don't really know for sure or not, but someone got hurt, so another defensive end was put in to like take up the role. But when it came down to like that critical situation, Coach Hightower just thought, because like in the past, I've done like been in a situation where I blocked a punt like when I was a rookie, and he knew I had the ability to do that, so he just felt more comfortable putting someone in there that had previously done it. And then we also had, like, I believe a couple weeks ago we had issues where we ran into the punter, so he probably was trying to prevent a situation like that happening in a critical time of the game.
So following up on that, Jordan, can you walk us through the play from your perspective, what you're trying to get done, and then the feeling when you see Talanoa standing in the end zone with the ball?
So basically on the sideline, I happened to be standing next to Hightower, and he came up to me and the other guy and was like, I'm thinking about calling this block, and he showed me the picture and all that kind of stuff, and he told me what he wanted me to do, and I said I got it, and he basically just said to me, you're going to go out there and block it like you did in Cincinnati. And then I took the field, and honestly, I just was in my mind, I was just going to get off the ball and be physical, and before you know it, the snapper's in the backfield, and then I'm putting my hand up, it's blocked, and then I'm looking around. I didn't even know that I blocked it. I just heard a sound, and then I started looking up for the ball, and the next thing you know, Talanoa picks it up and runs it in for a touchdown.
D'Amico was just talking about how you missed time earlier this year and how you're really just hitting your stride now. How hard was it to get back into the swing of things and to get to this point now? And it's probably beneficial for you at this point in the season to be where you're at.
Yeah, it was. Like when I first got back, it did take me some time to kind of like get my feet back underneath me, because we, as a team, we were going through like a little bit of a slump. But I got to come back during the when we kind of started to revive some things, the Chicago game, and like on a personal level, yeah, it took me a couple games to kind of like, get a feel for things, because all I had under my belt was like a couple preseason games, but once you get back into regular season, you get all the scheme and all the different schematic things that comes into play that you have to be able to learn how to execute and get in rhythm with like the guys that have been here. So it took me, some time to get that under my belt and kind of like understand my role. And once I was able to get to that point, then like I started seeing my play, elevate. And I've been getting better and better each week, and I've matured, quite a bit as a player.
Jordan, a couple of things real quick. One, you said you didn't realize you actually did block it with your left hand, and I'm just curious if you could elaborate on that. And then I guess do you understand like how big of a play that was? I mean, obviously you got the game ball in the locker room afterwards, but what a big play that was in terms of this season and probably Niner history.
Yeah, so like I honestly, when I had got through the line, I couldn't even like see the punter because the snapper was in between us. So my goal was honestly to just knock the snapper into the punter, and that's kind of like what Coach Hightower had explained, and the guys earlier on in the game did a good job of like, beating up, the guys up front a little bit on the punt return team. And so honestly, the credit goes to Hightower because he made the right call. But, once I knocked the guy back, and I just put my hand up and it just timed out perfectly. And I do understand like that this was a huge play. I just kind of like, I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to like be in there and, execute what was, the coaches asked of me. But, I didn't want to like, take a ton of credit for it because, Coach Hightower made the call, and then I just, was the lucky guy that was able to execute what I was asked to do.
Just expanding on that, what was the idea that Hightower was seeing you guys get some push on that long snapper, and he thought that you, with your explosion, could really exploit that? And is the long snapper? I don't know what his size is, but was that the idea that you guys could take advantage of a smaller guy snapping the ball there?
We had some like just honestly, if you watch, watching film leading up to that game, we had some like thoughts that we could probably get after, the guys up front. Like you can see it on film, and shout out like again to Coach Hightower. He called the right play at the right time, and as I said earlier, he obviously wanted somebody who has done it before to go in and block it, because I believe the previous week we had ran into the kicker on a situation where we called the punt block, and he didn't want that to happen in that situation. So like he obviously probably felt just more comfortable because I had done it before, in the past.
Hey Jordan, sorry, this is a dumb question. You mentioned you've done it in the past. But have you done it with the Niners? I mean, when was the last time you were on the punt return team before your block?
So every now and then, like Coach Hightower will, he'll have a couple situations to where he'll have like a block in the game plan, and I or any of the other DNs that aren't like in a major role will be put in that position. I think the last time I was in there before this game was against the Texans, and we had a block put up, and they did a quick snap on this one, and I actually got through the line. The quick snap just kind of like caught us off guard, but it was effective because you make them speed up their process and all that kind of stuff.
Last one, Jen.
First of all, Cam wants to know how your ankle is doing. And then the second one is also that other play where Jimmy Ward got through the line. Talk us through that play as well.
So my ankle is doing good. I've been, it's been getting better and better. I believe by the end of the week I'll be, as close to 100% as possible. Yes, and could you re-ask the question about Jimmy Ward again?
Just walk us through that play, what you saw there, and Did the Green Bay Packers special teams, that watching the film, did that show you where they had areas where you could exploit it?
So honestly, on that play, I just, from week to week, I'll change up my technique on, how I do like the field goal block. A couple weeks ago, or when I had actually got back, Coach Hightower put me on the field goal block team. Then again, he always puts like the reserve defensive ends like in those roles. I started off like bull rushing like the wing, and so then teams would like start like doing stuff to where they would like kind of like throw me down or make it hard for me like the bull rush the wing. So Hightower taught me like maybe I should start like chopping the arm down. You'll see it across the league. Guys do it all the time. So like the previous week I did a lot more bull rushing in the game. And then, I just made the decision right there. It's like, I'll probably chop this time. Like, you just get a feel for it. Like, you get out there, and depending on how the guys are, like, setting up, if they're tight, it's probably going to be hard to chop an arm down. If they're kind of, like, loose and lackadaisical, then I just, at that moment, I just kind of, like, made the right decision. And Jimmy was able to get through, and then it was, another big play for the team.
Okay, one more. Last one, Branch.
Hey, Jordan, you didn't talk right after the game, and a lot of guys in that position would be sprinting, into the interview room to talk to reporters about their heroics. Why didn't you talk right after the game?
For me, personally, like I just didn't want to be taking like all the praise, for like a team effort. And, because everybody, like, this whole year has been such of ups and downs for the team. And so even though in that moment, like, I was graced with the opportunity to, like, block the punt, that doesn't – I don't want that to go down as, like, that's the reason why we are sitting where we are. Like, a lot of people have persevered to get here. And, like, all the work that the coaches have put in and night out, week in and week out, all the criticism Coach Shanahan has taken, all the criticism Jimmy Garoppolo's taken, all the criticism some of our top players on defense have taken, like, and they've all worked hard to get, dig us up out of this mess. Like, I just didn't want to be just, one play to kind of like be a defining moment for all the hard work that this whole organization has put in to be where we are, so to speak.
All right, thank you, Jordan.
Yep, thank you.
For you, what have you learned from him about leadership here in your rookie year?
One thing about Jimmy, learning from him, like just how he is in the huddle and everything. Like he just put everybody in, really. Anytime anything goes wrong, he's always being a leader. He tells us to calm down. We got this. And he did a hell of a job this year, just calming us down and being a leader for us.
Hey Elijah, how are you doing today?
Doing good. How you doing?
Doing pretty well. So what does it mean to be a rookie and get to be in this kind of position, the NFC Championship, in your first year in the NFL against a team like Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and all those guys in the Rams?
Like I said, it's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love helping out and just doing my job and everything. Just going out there with my teammates and. Like I say, this is not the first time we played them. Aaron Donald, they all the same team, same players we played before. So it's not anything new.
Elijah, you've taken a lot of punishment, a lot of physical punishment with as many carries as you've gotten. Well, what coming in as a rookie? What's been the bigger test for you? Has it been the physicality of the game, or has it been the mental part of it? And how do you feel both physically and mentally heading into this game?
Really, if anything, it's the mental part. Like I say, we have to learn a lot. But physical wise, like I say, it's football. It's gonna be physical either way it go. But definitely the mental part that plays a big role. But body wise, like I say, I'm maintaining and just got to keep being on top of anything that's bothering me. Just got to stay on top of it.
Elijah, just curious about what your assessment of fullback Trent Williams was, and whether or not it was at all, I don't know, startling or jarring to see a guy that big moving at that speed, clearing a hole for you.
When we ran it in practice the first day, all I could do is laugh because, like I say, it's unlikely for somebody being as big as Trent going to motion like that and block. But in a game, man, he really knocked the dude down. So, but like I say, it was awesome to see though, for him to be able to do that.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan also said that it was really scary to watch him do that, just because I guess his feeling for the defense. He's willing to do a lot of different roles on offense. So is Deebo Samuel. How does that make your offense so much more productive? Just the attitude that everybody has to be selfless.
Like I say, it's huge for everybody to be selfless just like that. Anything, like I say, anything Kyle asks of us, anybody, we're gonna do it because we trust him and he knows exactly what he's doing.
Elijah, you talked about this learning the mental part of the game, and so I'm curious. I see you out there at practice, kind of looking at the script before things get going. Are you envisioning in your head what you're supposed to be doing on these specific plays? And then is that something that you go back over again, like the night before the game or even pre-game, like looking at notes?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I said, we have a lot of key coaching points, exactly, especially with our running back coach, Bobby T. So, when I be going over the script, just making sure I'm being detailed because I know it's going to come up sooner or later, and that's what it takes to play winning football.
Elijah, Stacey Dales with NFL Network. How has Deebo impacted your running back room and you specifically in the backfield?
Yeah, just seeing Deebo run the ball, it's being a receiver, being a running back too. Like I say, it's unbelievable. Just the way he runs, how physical he is, it makes you want to follow his lead. So he's been a big impact on our room and actually our whole team really. And like I say, he's special.
Last one, Eric.
Hey, Elijah, what you mentioned Deebo's the running back. Have you ever? I mean, I realize your first year in the NFL, but as far as high school, college, did you ever play with a wide receiver who could play running back? At least running back, run between the tackles, running back.
No, I never have. So it's something very new to me.
Okay, last one, Jen. Oh, I guess we'll go back to Eric.
Being a rookie and being in this situation, it's a big step. Deebo was also a rookie when they went to the Super Bowl. Have you gotten any advice from him about how to deal with just such a big stage in your first year?
No, we haven't talked about anything like that yet. But like I say, yeah, it's the Super Bowl, but playing a football game, I go into every football game with the same mentality. So at the end of the day, yes, it's a Super Bowl, but it's also another football game for us. So you got to just go out there and do what you do. Either way, go.
Hey, Tess, sorry, this is a little awkward, but I know my guy Connor has a question for Elijah about his hometown.
Hey, Elijah, what has the support from ERATH meant to you this season? I know they're got signs up for you throughout the town. Like, just knowing that, what's that meant to you?
Like I say, it's the reason why I do what I do. Just being from a small town and to have all that support is just it's amazing to me. Like I say, they just make me who I am, really. And just by them putting signs and stuff up in their yards, I can't wait to go back home and just I can't wait to go back home and actually like just be a part of it and just see everybody.
All right, thank you, Elijah.
Thank you.
Going through the numbers in terms of production for the defensive line and the pass rush, it seems like it took a pretty noticeable uptick around week 12. And D'Amico Ryans said that he thought you guys were doing your two-man games and your stunts more effectively. I'm assuming that has a lot to do with chemistry and the way you guys play together. What's the key to developing that chemistry in that defensive line group, in your opinion?
I think just playing together more and getting more reps, obviously, in practice and in games. But I think when the team's playing well as a whole, it kind of propels the D-line and every position group to have more success.
Nick, after the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, you were pretty honest with us about just how disappointed you were and how it kind of stuck with you for a little while. How has that kind of manifested in terms of your day-to-day and motivation and things to get back there in the time since then?
Yeah, I mean, it was really tough to lose that, especially with the team we had, and now it's becoming extremely real that we could be there again. So, nothing really changes throughout the year in your preparation, but it just becomes more real the more wins you get.
And excuse me. And I had a question about the Packers' last offensive snap. It was 3rd and 11, and then Talanoa, who had played one defensive snap all game, was on the field. He was obviously close to the line of scrimmage, and then I don't know if he was able to deke Rodgers into thinking it was going to be one-on-one with Dante, with Devontae Adams or not. And anyway, obviously it worked. It ended up in double coverage. It seems like, I guess, lack of a better word, it's kind of a ballsy move by D'Amico to put him in that situation. I guess, what are your thoughts on that? And has D'Amico done stuff like that throughout the year that's paid off?
Yeah, I think he's had some pretty ballsy calls late in games. I think some of the calls there at the end, like the one Eric got a sack on, was extremely smart and well executed. And then that one, it worked out, but we didn't run it correctly because they quick counted us, and our blitzers were coming from 20 yards out. So that one we kind of got lucky with, but I'm sure the call would have worked if we were more ready and our blitzers were more ready. But we got lucky, I think, because I think there was a wide open guy who Aaron didn't see.
Nick, Trent Williams was in motion as a fullback in the Packers game twice. Just from your perspective, playing defensive end, how scary would that be to have him coming at you full speed like that? And then also I have a question about Jordan Willis after that one.
Okay. That would be pretty scary. No, I think, yeah, I mean, he's a beast, and you definitely want to find as many ways to gain an advantage as you can when you have a guy like that on your team.
Jordan Willis spoke to us today for the first time after his 2 huge game-changing plays, and he said that he didn't want to speak to us after the game because he wanted the credit to go to the team. Is he humble like that in general? Is that what you see from him as a person? And just speak to what you know about him. I know you've spoken a little bit about him, but that was kind of an eye-opening statement from him.
Yeah, I think he doesn't really have a selfish bone in his body. I don't think he in a sport or in professional sports in general, a lot of guys want the credit for wins and big plays and stats and stuff, and he's truly somebody who just wants to play the game the right way and enjoy it with the rest of the D-line guys. So he's awesome to have on the team, and I'm just excited to continue to get to know him. I didn't get to spend any time with him last year because I was away, but it's been great to be his teammate this year.
Hi, Nick. I'm working on a story on Dante Johnson and how he's obviously overcome that personal tragedy in his life to come up clutch in a pinch. And he really thanked the entire locker room for being there for him as he's grieving every day. Could you speak to how you guys have helped him, and then obviously how he's, overcome what happened to his mother to deliver such good football here the last few weeks?
Yeah, I think he's playing the best ball he has. I can't say for his whole career, but since I've known him, I think he's playing the best ball. But yeah, it was the Bengals game, I'm pretty sure, when that happened, and couldn't have been a nicer human being for that to happen to. Dante was just positivity every single day, amazing leadership, and he's one of my favorite guys on the team, and to see that happen to him and see obviously how his mood switched, and just what he was going through for a while, I struggled with what to say to him because there's really no words to help him in that time, but I was just trying to be there for him, and now you could start to see his demeanor coming around and him starting to find more positivity in each day, and I'm just happy to see that.
About Charles and Jordan and Arden Key and Kevin Givens in that Bravo group, it seems like that group has gotten a little bit better, with each week from the midseason on, perhaps. And I'm just wondering if you've seen that as well, and how that's helped the Alpha group, having a really good group behind you that can go in and take 10, 15 snaps a game.
It helps a lot, and I think they've gotten a lot better with the more reps they've gotten, and then when we added Charles was a good addition. And then Arden's been on the rush team for a while now, so he's made a lot of big plays. But yeah, whenever you have a group that could go in and bring something even better than the Alpha group, like Kevin could do certain things that we the Alpha group can't do, and then Street could come in there and bring his little his abilities, and I mean each guy brings an elite ability with them onto the field, and when you have that, it's not a drop off. So it's really good to trust those guys and be able to put them in important situations, because you need to rest your starters for sure.
Are you guys good? Last one, Branch?
And just on Debo, I know wide receivers are often referred to as divas and whatnot. I'm sure you've played with tough wide receivers before, but it's his mentality. I mean, in some ways, does he have a defensive lineman mentality or just a football mentality? I guess is trying to ask is he unique among mentalities among wide receivers you played with?
Yeah, usually receivers are prima donna guys who don't want much contact, but I think the whole receiver group here in general, and Wes Welker as a coach, and Kyle, they don't bring in guys who have that mentality. They bring in guys who want to block and want to earn their right to go catch balls, and obviously Debo is just a savage football player. Nothing more to it. He's a beast.
All right. Thank you, Nick.
Thanks.